What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back with a very exciting Godzilla figure review. Guys, today from Bandai Namco, there's Sofvics Godzilla -1 statue. Guys, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to take a better look at him. Without further ado, let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
Guys, first things first, I wanted to let you take a quick peek at this box. It actually is a really nice looking box, very large box as well. So probably stands about 9 inches in height. Great pictures of the figure to start off. Obviously, we've got the Bandai Namco Sofvics Sakayuji Transcendent Sculpture Collection. A whole bunch of other goodies, the Bandai and the Godzilla -1 logos there. Checking out the top of the box, pretty clean. Side of the box, just going to have an image of Godzilla and a couple other goodies there. Back of the box, again, couple extra pictures of the figure, just really capturing how awesome this guy indeed does look. Other side of the box, I actually really like this artwork here that they've done. Pretty sweet little picture of Godzilla there. And then, guys, taking a quick peek at the back of the box, or the bottom of the box, just is going to have nothing. Very large box, a very cool looking box, but guys, you know why you're all here. We're here for the figure. So, guys, right off the bat, I would like to apologize for my lack of overall knowledge on this line. This is the first time I've bought any of this Sofvics products from Bandai Namco. Normally, I just stick to the movie monster series and whatnot. I only have 1X Plus, so I'm not too adventurous, but I saw this guy, and I just had to snag it. So I don't have a ton of information on the exact line that he comes from, but guys, we're going to take a really good look at just how awesome this figure is. Starting with paint and detail and whatnot from the bottom. Because right off the bat, the foot looks just phenomenal. I love the giant scales. They look super good. I wouldn't have minded if they painted the toe claws a little darker, get a little bit better, kind of a, just a different contrast between the skin and the toe claw. They don't really have any contrast there. So it would have been nice had that been done up a little differently. But even the bottom of the foot, guys, completely detailed. There's a little, obviously has to be a little smoother and flat so he stands properly. But they even went through the effort of putting in pretty much as much detail as they could on the bottoms of the feet, guys. So they just did a phenomenal job. That was one of the first things I actually noticed, just how awesome just the foot of this guy looks. Just super cool, really awesome looking. Gotta love that. And working up the leg, guys, again, just amazing paint and detail all throughout this figure. Just looking at all the intricacies and perfect little just everything that they did on the leg of this figure. Just looks absolutely great. No complaints at all whatsoever, guys, on this thing. Just looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the color they did. The really good kind of the almost dark gray of the figure, and then kind of the greenish, whatever color you want to call this guy, greenish yellowish, splattered out throughout the body. Just looks phenomenal, guys. Moving into the groin section, they did a really good job capturing this part here. Just looks really great. I think it looks very film accurate to me. And I normally don't really critique too heavily on film accuracies. As long as they're within the ballpark, it's good. But this just looks absolutely spot on for me. Moving up kind of through the midsection. Again, just perfect detail. Amazing. The chest looks great. Perfect detail. Great sculpt as well. Everything just looks perfectly sculpted. Really well done from these guys. Arms, again, gonna have the same complaint that I had with the feet in terms of the claws. The sculpt is absolutely gorgeous on these hands. Looks really great. But again, I would have loved a little bit darker fingernail claws, just to give us a little bit more contrast again, guys. But even, checking out the inside of the hand is all done up, even the inside of the fingers, like they did not miss a single spot of detail on this figure. Next, guys, we're going to talk about that neck and head and face. Of course, the neck looks great. Top of the head looks gorgeous. I love these spines, how they did those on the top of his head. They look super clean. Just really great job on this top of those spines. They just look really perfect to me. And then, guys, the face of this guy is pretty darn good as well. Taking a look at kind of just moving from the, kind of the cheeks and the top of that lip, moving to the nose. Eyes look great. Check out those eyes. They just look phenomenally done. This is the best iteration of -1's face that I have seen on a figure to date. And just, I wish I could get an even cleaner look at those eyes. They are just perfect. Like, they look super good, guys. I am not going to, that's a pretty good look at them. But I am not doing them justice with this camera, guys. They just look absolutely gorgeous. One area where I have a little bit of complaining, I guess I could do, is the teeth. The sculpt on those teeth could definitely have been a little bit better. I know it's pretty small and intricate detailing. And they did a pretty darn good job overall, individually sculpted teeth. But they do look a little small and, messy to an extent, but they still look really, really good. Guys, and then the mouth is detailed really perfectly. Top of the mouth, got tons of details, kind of looking back into the mouth looks good. The tongue is painted and detailed really well. So they just did not miss a single beat on this figure, and it really, really looks amazing. Final piece we're going to talk about, guys, is these amazing looking spines. One small complaint, they are a couple of them a little bit warped, so I'm going to have to try and take a hairdryer to them. They do bend pretty easily, so I think I could take the hairdryer to them and kind of just, you know, hopefully get them back in position. But I did want to show you guys that they did not come out of the box perfectly, but they do look absolutely gorgeous. I think the detail on them is phenomenal. They look super cool. I'm pretty sure there's an atomic version of this figure out there that I did not get because I think it was sold out by the time I decided to order this guy. But getting this guy in hand makes me want that atomic one super badly. But I think these scales just look awesome. And like I said, everything, they didn't miss a beat on anything. The tail, every piece, the bottom, the tip, the edge, just detail and paint are just perfect throughout the entire thing. I am really just amazed at how amazing this figure does look. Really great detail on those spines. And I just cannot get over how amazing they really do look. So I got this figure from Big Bad Toy Store for about $95. Pre-ordered it a while ago. I think it might be sold out now, but if it's not, I will link it down below because I would totally recommend this guy in a heartbeat. He is just gorgeous. Going to look really good and imposing up on the shelf. Guys, without further ado, I want to go ahead and size him next to a couple of other figures. So this is the Bandai King series. Going to be pretty darn similar in height, but obviously going to be very, very different in terms of paint and detail and just everything. I mean, just look at the spines, look at the face, just everything. I mean, this guy just is to a whole nother level of detail and whatnot than the King series. Understandable because that's, you know, the King series doesn't quite go for as much detail and intricacy as this guy, but I mean, it's just night and day with these two figures. Guys, next up is just the standard Movie Monster series Godzilla -1. So obviously going to be a lot smaller than our new guy. And then obviously the same kind of issues where this guy has nowhere near the level of detail and whatnot. I guess the one thing that this guy does sacrifice is articulation. He has no points of articulation. So the Bandais do kind of overtake him on that one piece. But I mean, just the paint and detail and sculpt is no comparison. The one figure that does give him kind of a run for his money is obviously going to be the SH Monster Arts, which actually ends up looking a lot better than I was potentially expecting. Definitely impressed from SH Monster Arts. But I do think this guy does take the cake again, just in terms of he just has a slightly more elevated sculpt and paint and detail and whatnot. But the SH Monster Arts is a very good figure. And I did want to compare him to one X Plus, my only X Plus. This is the Godzilla 2002, the Show and Rick exclusive. So obviously this guy's going to be a little bit taller than this Bandai over here, but a fairly similar scaling. Not quite perfect, but they could stand next to each other and not look totally weird anyways. So guys, this has been the Godzilla -1 from Bandai Namco and their Sofvics line. Definitely love this statue. Again, going to be about 8 inches in height and somewhere about 14 to 15 inches in length. Definitely a shelf hog, but he is a beauty. We're going to have to rearrange the collection a little bit to find room for this guy. But like I said earlier, guys, pretty much nothing bad to say about this figure. If I had to give it a couple critiques, I'd upgrade the teeth a little bit, paint the hand and toe claws as well as maybe even the elbow spikes a little bit darker of a color just to give them a little more pop, and then fix kind of the curvature of these spines. But like I said, I think I can probably handle that myself. So not too much to complain about, guys. This figure is very, very amazing. If you have access to it, if you find him for about $100. And you think you might like him, you will. This figure is gorgeous. I love everything about this guy, and I cannot wait to find a very prominent space on the shelves to display him. Such a cool piece, guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comments section below. Do you have any interest in picking one up for yourself? I, once again, totally recommend you do, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.